Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Boyos Network. Thank you guys for always tuning in to listen. I do really appreciate. My fellow people, there is this story I saw online and I felt that I need to share it to our youth. Yes, our youth need to say this. When I hear people at times say pray some kind of prayers and say, God, I want you to lift me from prison to palace, I said to myself, how is it possible? But it's actually possible. I saw this story. It's a story of a young man. Most people know him very well. His name is Mr. Harrison Gwamnishu. When I came across this his video, when he was telling the story of his life, how he went to Kirikiri, and after 4 years of being in Kirikiri, today he is a blessed man. His voice is being heard. I was like, God, you are really awesome. Our youth needs to hear this. I need to share this for people to see. I need to share this for people to hear. Those of you that think that my life is over, it's not yet over. It depends on how you pick up those broken pieces. I will leave the video for you guys to watch, and please watch to the end of the video. You will really appreciate this man, and it will motivate you. Yes, it will motivate our youth. Yes, indeed, it will motivate our youth to do the needful. Don't waste your life because you went to prison. Don't waste your life because you've lost in the past. Try again. Thank you guys. I will drop it here.
God. And I loved the prison. I loved the time I spent there. At first it wasn't a good one, but as times goes on, I discovered it was a preparation ground for me. And because today I'm here today, it's because of the prison I went. If not, nobody will know Harrison Gwamnishu, and that's the truth. All right, when I was in prison in Kirikiri, 2011, yes, Trem was bringing food for us in the church, in the prison. Yes, they were bringing, they were bringing food for us, clothes, books, and so many others. And in the Bible, it said, I was in prison and he visited me. So Trem was part of my success story because I ate, yes, because I ate jollof rice and other things while I was in the prison. So that's part of it anyway. In 2011, I was arrested by SARS. That was why many of us were part of the NSAS movement and NSAS protest. SARS was created to solve violent crimes, but it deviated and they were arresting people unjustly. And 2011, I was a victim of police brutality. I was arrested in Asaba at Chronicle Hotel, Nebisi Road, opposite Conway Plaza. By then, a woman I was working for, I was a driver, a private driver to her. Before then, my elder brother, who happens to be our breadwinner, I'm sorry, it's a life story I'm sharing, so I'm only child now anyway. My elder brother died, who was our breadwinner, and there was no way my family would survive the hardship. So I said, let me just take a driving job, and I was driving a woman called Barrister Mary Agbajo, who is late now anyway. I was a driver, and she was paying me 2 months' salary. I stopped working for her. Then, from nowhere, SARS tracked me down from Lagos to Asaba, and I said I was among people who robbed my ex-boss. No statement, nothing. I was detained at A Division Asaba, and from there, they moved me to SARS office in Ikeja in 2011. While I was in the prison, my dad happens to be an ex-police officer because there in my community, my dad was the only person who solved people's issues. If you have police case, he's not a lawyer, just meet him. He'll go and resolve the case for you. So my dad, who would have maybe be coming out for me, had an accident and he had a partial stroke. One hand and one leg is gone. So, a man who would have come out for me, for his son, he was nowhere because he was very, very sick. So while I was in the SARS office in Ikeja, Lagos, I was tortured. So I still have the scars on my legs to confess to a crime I never committed. So I was charged for conspiracy, armed robbery, attempted murder, and possession of firearms. So these are the 4 count charges that was before me. My mom, who was in the village, we go to the farm to help people to do menial job. They pay her 5,000, 3,000. She will give it to my dad. My dad will enter night bus from Tollgate Onitsha to Lagos to bring the money for me or something, food items, for me to eat while I was in the prison. You know, a man who had a partial stroke, you have to carry one bag in your hand, and he walks to the park. And I had no one in Lagos. My dad would sleep in the park in Lagos, from there to come and visit in the prison. So it was a terrible experience. It was, I don't wish anybody here to be in the prison. It's a terrible situation there. So while I was in the prison, because I had the computer skills, I was teaching the inmate, the warders, on how to operate computer. So I had the privilege while I was in the prison. I was able to be open. They opened me from the cell to go to the church, where I was seeing Trem and other churches bringing food for us and so many others. So while I was in the prison custody, because I had no degree, I had no education then, I started going to school while in prison. We had a YX, a GCC center, a JAM center, and then National Open University. So I engaged, and also I was admitted. I was going to school while I was in prison. So in 2013, the magistrate court in Lagos said, this crime that we are being tried in Lagos was committed in Delta State, not in Lagos. Why are you now tried in Lagos? So the magistrate court struck out the case and ordered the police to take me back to Delta for reinvestigation. So taking me back to Delta in 2013, I was detained at State CID Asaba for like 2 weeks. They now took me again to Magistrate Court 1, Koka, then to Ogwashiko Prison. They call that place country, no papa, no mama. So I was there till November 2015, and I went to court, High Court 5, Asaba, by Honorable Justice Mabel Omovie. So they called out my case. They went through my case file, and the woman said, you are hereby discharged and acquitted. So 2015, I left the Nigerian prison. I left Nigerian prison with nothing. It was like coming out to another entire world and looking for a job. Nobody, because my story was all over social media. I was in prison and nobody could give me a job. So I said, wow. I was now going from prison, from police cell, because I met people who were there for nothing. There were people in prison custody who committed no crime, who were picked up for nothing. So I was now going from cell to cell, prison to prison. I was paying their bill, I was bringing them out, and I was posting it on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and some other platform. And later, somebody said, this thing you are doing is good. You are transforming lives, you are changing lives. Can you apply for a program, a Mandela Washington Fellowship program? It's a United States program, SCH program. If they see this thing you are doing, I believe they will take you. I now applied for the program in 2016. And just once I applied, I received email that, congratulations, I have been selected to travel out from Nigeria to the US. So in 2017, I left Nigeria to the US, where I studied civic leadership at Rutgers University, New Jersey. And those people that travel with me, some of them find a way to leave. They didn't come back. Some left to Canada. But I said, me no go come. I won't jump out. I have to come back to try to see how to impact lives. So I came back to Nigeria, and from rape cases to child abuse cases to building houses for widows in my communities, to a lot of things we've done. You see, there are stories where you see a widow who lost her husband, and the family tried to, started to drag land, properties, and so many others. And if you go to Abia State, many of the states, you've seen women who we have rescued. And I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing it with a team who have dedicated their lives, their money, sacrifice a lot to make sure that we succeed in each of these projects we handle. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So I'm here today because I feel like Mr. Obidi have said before, there are worthy people who are not charitable, and that's the truth. Charity is something that it comes from the heart. It's a sacrifice you make. And that is what we have been doing for so many years. And I thank God for my life, for keeping me alive, because if not God, I wouldn't have been here today with you people. Thank you so much for this honor, this privilege to be part of you today. I so much appreciate. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.